Well, it looks like the cheerleading team is headed down to Daytona. We'll have more. And the Alana Center here at UMaine is a great but often overlooked resource at our university. Sophia Tam will bring us that story. Stay tuned for all this and more today on News 451.
Good afternoon, folks. I'm Caitlin O'Connor.
And I'm Seth Plasky.
Fall 08 registration begins next week on Tuesday, the 25th, and UMaine has changed its registration procedure. All students registering for fall semester 2008 will do so using the Main Street portal, not WebDSys, though registration for summer 08 will still be done through DSys. Main Street can be accessed through the DSys and Student Records website and requires students to log in using their UMS ID and password. The same password used to log in to Blackboard and WebCT. Students who do not remember or do not have an ID and password should contact the help desk at 581-2506. Students are encouraged to begin learning the new system early in order to ensure enrollment in the necessary classes next fall. For more information about registration, please contact the Office of Student Records at 581-1290 or log in to their website at www.studentrecords.umaine.edu. A resource consulting firm recently donated a generous gift to the University of Maine. Kleinschmidt Associates, based in Pittsfield, donated the money in the form of endowment that will help fund the hydraulics lab in Boardman Hall. The donation will ensure that the lab will remain up to date and able to enhance the students' projects. A ceremony acknowledging Kleinschmidt's contribution to the university will be held on Thursday, March 27th in Boardman Hall.
Public safety has another service to students that many may not know about. Natasha Gilson has more.
It's dark, you're alone. Don't you wish at a time like that there was someone to keep you safe? Few people know there's actually a service through the University of Maine's Public Safety which will escort you from point A to point B safely.
Typically we get around 10 calls a semester, which isn't a very high number of calls, either because people don't know about it or this campus is pretty safe, so that could be the reason also.
Back in October, the main campus held a web poll where 37% said they felt at risk of sexual assault. People who have used the services are grateful.
They're comfortable, and most of them say that they're willing to call again in case they feel unsafe walking on campus. So they really appreciate it.
If you ever feel unsafe on campus and would like an escort, you can call 581-4040 for Public Safety's dispatcher. There are emergency call boxes located all around a campus for your emergency needs.
Keeping the campus safe with 451 News, I'm Natasha Gilson.
One man's project has been getting quite a bit of national attention. Tim Spalding launched LibraryThing.com in April of 2005. He originally created it as a way to catalog his own library. Recent articles about the website have been in the Philadelphia Inquirer and the Wall Street Journal. Spalding was also named one of the year's movers and shakers by Library Journal. LibraryThing.com, based out of Portland, is an online service that allows book lovers to create catalogs of their own libraries that can be accessed from any location with an internet connection. Users can add books by entering titles, authors, or ISBN numbers. Spalding will be talking about Library Thing and its recent development at the Fogler Library on April 1st from 3 to 4 p.m. His presentation is being co-sponsored by the Friends of Fogler Library, the University Department of English, and the UMaine New Media Program. The UMaine cheerleading squad will be heading down to Daytona, Florida soon. With more on that, here's reporter Candace Daly.
With only 13 practices left until they depart for the NCAA College Nationals in Daytona Beach, the University of Maine cheerleaders are excited for the upcoming opportunity.
I'm really nervous but also excited. I can't wait. We've been practicing all year.
Even with their hectic schedule, the cheerleaders are still crunched for time and are forced to meet outside of their scheduled practices and workouts to steal every extra moment of training that they possibly can.
Well, the schedule's a little rough. We have about 3-hour practices every other day. We practice whenever we have any time off, and we also have 6 a.m.s Mondays and Wednesdays, so it's jam-packed.
The stress of a time crunch is difficult for any team. Maintaining a healthy lifestyle is extremely important for the cheerleaders, especially at this point.
I mean, any extra time that I get, I'll go to the gym for at least 45 minutes to keep my cardio up. Definitely stretching and eating well, as in vegetables and protein.
With aspirations to come out on top with a creative new routine, pressure is on. To help prepare for nationals, the cheerleaders will hold an open practice to the public on Sunday, April 6th at Eastern Maine Community College. Well, that's all we have from the field house. The cheerleaders are off to Daytona. For 451 News, I'm Candace Daly.
I sure wish I could head down to Daytona.
I know. I just got back from Florida, and I wish I wasn't back here.
I only went to Vermont. This is this is 451 News, and we'll be right back.
It's not that simple. A show based on the subject of sexual assault will be performed by the University of Maine students. The main focus of the performance is to raise awareness about sexual assault, how common it is and how difficult it is to deal with in any form. Several different types of assault will be presented, including voyeurism, stalking, rape, and domestic abuse. Many of the performers have been touched by sexual assault in some way during their lives. The show is set for 7 o'clock on March 26th in the Minsky Recital Hall in the Class of 1944 building. Donations will benefit the Spruce Run and Rape Response Service of Bangor. A University of Maine research team is investigating the stress response in women who suffer panic attacks and are looking for females to participate in the study. The team are seeking women who experience the physiological sensations of panic attacks, typically lasting 10 to 15 minutes. The first session, the women will be asked questions about their symptoms, complete questionnaires, and give several saliva samples. The session will take about 2 hours. Research participants will then monitor their daily symptoms for 30 days and return for a second lab visit, where they will be asked to complete 2 brief tasks and give several saliva samples. This part will take around 90 minutes, and for each part, participants will be paid and can earn up to $75 for the entire study. Those interested can call Sandy Sigmund at 581-2034 or email her on First Class. The Alana Center has brought a new face this year to not only the international students, but all the students on campus. Sophia Tam has more.
I'm Sophia Tam. Today I'm here in the Alana Center in the University of Maine, where students relax and play their new games, meet their new friends after a long day of classes. The center has been around for so many years, since 1999, but it seems like nobody knows what the center is about.
No, I have no clue. What's Alana Center?
I've heard of it. Is it like the Asian Latino, that one?
To attract more students to come to the center, the association has gotten a new computer room and installed new facilities. Alana director and officers are planning new events not only for the international students, but for all the students on campus.
Events that hopefully will introduce the UMaine students in general, not just students of ethnic diversity, to tasting something of culture and experience somebody else's culture as a part of the educational experience.
The Alana Center also has new rooms with different cultural themes like Asian heritage and African dance room in order to provide a homey environment. International students find it beneficial.
And the changes that have predominantly been made this year. We've had a new director, and you find that there are a lot more events going on in the Alana Center, and I think a lot more people, not enough, but a lot more people are aware that the Alana Center exists now.
I'm Sophia Tam reporting for News 451. Back to you.
Grocery shoppers of Hannaford and the Northeast in Florida are not happy. During the card approval process, more than 4 million customer accounts in the Hannaford grocery store have been exposed to fraud. Hannaford Vice President of Marketing, Carol Eliezer, said that began in December 7th and ended March 10th. About 4.2 million credit and debit card holders were exposed and $1,800 was stolen. This past Tuesday, customers were still not aware of the problem. The U.S. Secret Service is investigating, and make sure to check your bank statements so there are no fraudulent charges. Well, a group of pre-med students and doctors from EMMC went on a medical mission this past spring break. Ben Lankhorst has more on the group's journey.
Thanks, guys. I'm out front of the Eastern Maine Medical Center where the nonprofit organization MedLife and the students at the University of Maine at Orono were reflecting on their trip to Ecuador, where they helped out the less fortunate. University of Maine and MedLife team up every year for medical mission trips to unfortunate countries. For some, it's a new experience.
I'm currently in my second year of residency. This is the first time that I've been on a trip with MedLife, and this is actually my first mission.
After the journey home from Central America, volunteers and students alike gathered with a slideshow to reflect on their experience.
It was actually a little bit of a culture shock at first. To be in a different country for 2 weeks like that, you get used to it a little bit, and there's a real real warmth that these people express to you immediately without even knowing you, and a real sense of gratitude.
After 2 weeks of health service, MedLife and UMaine students are home and counting their blessings.
Being back in the United States just makes me realize how much we have and how much the people that we went to see are living without.
For 451 News, I'm Ben Lankhorst.
It's a really dreary day out there today.
I know, and it doesn't seem to be getting any better.
I like to watch the main channel. I have a nice view from up here in the tree.
Happy first day of spring, although the weather out there doesn't seem too promising. Well, today there's a high of 24 with a slight rain showers, and tonight there's going to be a low of 24 with some snow showers that will accumulate to about 2 to 6 inches. Hopefully the Easter Bunny can bring us some better weather this weekend. Now let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. Starting with Friday, there's going to be some snow and wind, 28 to 32. Saturday, partly cloudy, 30 to 35. Sunday, Easter Sunday, we're going to have some sun out there, 24 to 28 degrees. Monday, mostly cloudy, 27 to 31. And Tuesday, few snow showers, 30 to 35-ish. Should be hitting up a little bit after now.
Well, it looks like this weekend's going to be really nice out there.
At least Sunday will be. That'll be good for us, though.
Good, good. Well, Seth and Heather are going to give us some sports today and see what's going on over there.
So yeah, it looks like it's going to be good. It's first day of spring. Fortunately, the weather's not too great, but we got a lot of stuff going on here. We got March Madness coming on. The Red Sox are flying to Tokyo. It's going to be a good time.
And we have to recap what happened last spring break. We haven't had a program since then.
That's right. It has been a few weeks.
Yep,
so
we're going to have all that for you after the break.
Stay tuned.
I like to watch the main channel. I have a nice view from up here in the tree.
Well, it's been 2 weeks since your last 451 sports update, so let's recap what happened with UMaine hockey. The Black Bears ended their season during spring break after slaughtering UMass Lowell in their last 2 home games. Hope of a Frozen Four wasn't the only thing leaving the team. Goalie Ben Bishop announced he will not return next season. Bishop signed his home team, the St. Louis Blues. The Blues drafted Bishop back in 2005, and Bishop leaves with an impressive record, which includes nearly 2,400 saves. In women's basketball, they ended their season 77-23 last week. The women ended their fight in the opening round of America East tournament against the Stony Brook Seawolves. Maine held 51-46 lead with 8.5 minutes left, but the Seawolves clung to a 2-point lead with a minute to go. In the end, Stony Brook made its free throws and stole the win 64-58. Good news for football fans. UMaine football released their season schedule. This year, the team will play an extended season of 12 regular games. August 13th in Iowa City will be the kickoff. With the recent success of former University of Maine football players in the professional ranks, some National Football League scouts were at the university on Wednesday to size up some of our senior players. Ryan Jarrell has more.
Hi, I'm Ryan Jarrell, and I'm standing in front of the University of Maine football field, where today there are some NFL scouts here to check out some of our UMaine seniors. University of Maine seniors Anthony Catrone, Reggie Perrymore, Matt Mulligan, and Bruno Dorsmond had the opportunity to showcase their skills for NFL teams such as the Detroit Lions, Atlanta Falcons, and Miami Dolphins. I spoke with University of Maine football coach Jack Cosgrove to get more insight into the NFL Pro Day.
Testing for pro scouts and showing them that you might have the athletic ability to compete at that level. So that's being done. You know, the NFL creates drills that they feel mimic the game of football and things that they need to measure in order to, you know, to see if a guy physically can put up. Is he fast enough? Is he tough enough? Is he strong enough? Can he change direction? You know, can he follow directions, listen, learn, and perform? There's all sorts of little evaluations going on here today.
The players did bench press, ran the 40-yard dash, and did many other drills to test their NFL skill level.
Certainly it's been something that's excited the guys in our program in recent years, especially with the number of guys that have succeeded and gone on to play in the NFL, and that, you know, brings us a great sense of pride. And
the University of Maine football program has graduated recent stars to the National Football League, such as Stephen Cooper, Darren Stone, and Mike DeVito. Maybe you'll see some more University of Maine football players in some NFL uniforms down the road. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Ryan. Maine's baseball team fell to Monmouth 7-4 last week in Maryland. The Black Bears tied the game with a pair of runs in the bottom of the ninth to force an extra 3 innings. The Black Bears scored a pair of runs in the bottom of the ninth to tie. The game remained tied until the 12th inning when Monmouth scored 3 runs. Maine fell 5-11. The Black Bears returned to action on Saturday for a doubleheader at NYIT. And the Red Sox didn't have to boycott their Grapefruit League finale against the Blue Jays. A misunderstanding about staff pay for a trip to Tokyo got resolved 40 minutes after the start of the Wednesday game. Because the matter is resolved, the team will depart for Tokyo Wednesday evening. Sox reps say this is not a case of greedy players. They say it shows that the team can unite to get their goals accomplished, which they say makes a strong team.
Well, thanks a lot, Heather. I know I'm excited about another Red Sox season. I don't know about you.
No, I'm pumped.
It's going to be good. The only thing is we got to wake up at 5 in the morning if we want to listen to the first game in Tokyo. So I don't know about you, but I think I'm going to be sleeping in a nap.
That's not
Thanks
happening.
a lot, guys. We'll be right back with some more 451 news.
I like to watch the main channel. I have a nice...
For quite some time, vitamin D has been recognized for its role in making healthy bones. Now, a growing body of evidence suggests that it can also significantly reduce the risk of developing several types of cancer. A group of University of Maine researchers found this when they reviewed medical research from 1970 to 2007 that examined the protective effects of the vitamin against cancers of the breast, colon, prostate, lung, and ovaries. The UMaine team cited one especially encouraging randomized clinical trial in Nebraska as an example of the mounting evidence that has emerged in recent years regarding the health benefits of vitamin D. However, as encouraging as the study and other may be, maintaining desirable levels of vitamin D in the body remains a challenge, especially for people living in northern latitudes. The most important source of the vitamin is the skin, which makes the nutrient quickly and in large amounts when exposed to bright sunlight. Yet in states such as Maine, ultraviolet B radiation from the sun is not intense enough in the winter. As a result, blood levels of vitamin D drop from November on, reaching their lowest levels by March. And a new study by University of Maine researchers revealed that hazing is common in all kinds of college student organizations. It also shows that most students don't recognize that some forms of dangerous, even illegal behavior constitutes hazing. Elizabeth Allen and Mary Madden, professors in UMaine's College of Education and Human Development, presented their initial findings at the National Association of Student Personnel Administrators. The survey, known as the National Study on Hazing, is the largest and most comprehensive study of its kind. Part of a 3-year research project, it includes responses from over 11,000 college students at 53 institutions around the U.S. Researchers believe the survey will significantly impact the understandings of hazing and will lead to new strategies for prevention and management of hazing issues at college and universities.
Wednesday, the vaccine Gardasil, which made by Merck, which has previously been approved for young girls and women of all ages, especially through 9 through 26. The vaccine is used for the block of 4 types of human papilloma virus, which can cause cervical cancer and genital warts. The Food and Drug Administration is considering expanding the use of Gardasil to prevent cervical cancer in women ages 27 to 45.
Well, thanks for joining us today. I'm Caitlin O'Connor.
And I'm Seth Poplaski. On behalf of Heather Steves and Megan Matthew and Caitlin O'Connor, you guys have a great day. And we'll be back with more 451 news.
For the 10s watching at home and the 21 or so of us in class, let's get ready for credits. News 451, our instructor, Kim Mitchell, producer, Joe Hegarty, hey, that's me, technical director, David Lee Nickerson, anchors, Seth and Caitlin, sports, Heather Steves, weather, Megan, prompter, Natasha Gilson, camera, Laura, Anthony, visual effects, Vanessa Cata, audio technician, Danielle Smith, reporters, Natasha, Ryan, Candace, Sophia, Ben, hey yo, flow director, Megan Hayward, special thanks to Tim Bissell, who wasn't here, Jake Davis, and the rest of us at the main channel.